Congressman Burchett, nice to speak with you. As always, good to have you back here on the Hill. Explain yourself, sir. Why'd you vote against this?
Well, first of all, what was said earlier is just inaccurate. There was over 278,000 violations of this. Now, this is where they've spied on Americans, not on foreigners, and it's been abused by the FBI, and we know it. They've admitted to it, and there's possibly a whole lot more before this. This is when we just brought it to their attention. So, yeah, there's a real problem there. And let me tell you one other problem. I get lobbied 2 days ago from an official at the State Department, and I don't really even think it's legal for them to be calling me and telling me this. And I said, well, what about the part about Andy Biggs had in there about a representative who had a part that you had to have search warrants? And what the State Department official told me was, Congressman, that is problematic. Well, you're dadgum right, it's problematic. It's supposed to be. And his problem is with the Bill of Rights and our Constitution, because you're not supposed to be able to spy on Americans without a search warrant. That ought to scare the hell out of you all in the media, as it does Democrats and Republicans. And you talk like it's the Republicans brought this thing down. Jerry Nadler voted with us on this to take it down. So, and here's what's happening right now as we're speaking. The rules are going back. They're amending it where they're going to allow votes on amendments. That is the way this House is supposed to work. It's not supposed to be the uniparty. It's not supposed to be some backroom thing. And honestly, we ought to be celebrating what's going on, because now we're going to be able to amend it to possibly shorten it down to 2 years, so we will be able to see it. It won't be a 5-year situation. And also the warrant portion will be addressed.
Okay. I mentioned Christopher Wray, FBI director, was testifying for hours up on the Hill today. Here's what he said when he was asked about this program. I'll get your reaction on the other side.
Sure.
Now is not the time for us to hang up our gloves to take away tools that we need to punch back. And failing to reauthorize 702 or gutting it with some kind of warrant requirement would be dangerous and put American lives at risk.
Is he wrong there, Congressman, as you see it?
Well, you know what he's putting America at risk is when over 10 million people have come over our border unchecked, and we have people on a terrorist watch list that have come over. Where's his concern about that? And also, why do they lobby to have a headquarters for the FBI, honestly, larger than the Pentagon? That's where their funding is concerned. They're concerned about the machine, political preservation. That's what both parties, that's why this town is not a swamp, sir. It is an open sewer. And I submit to you that everything just flows in and nothing flows out. This guy, listen, he's part of the problem. We know it. Why isn't he addressing the border and the terrorists that we've caught coming over the border?
So he was obviously up there. I hear your displeasure with him, clearly, Congressman. He was up there, trying to get as much funding as possible. Should he get the funding that he needs, or do you think there needs to then be a closer examination of the FBI?
I think there should be closer examination of funding of every department of this government. We're $32 trillion in debt. We add $1 trillion to our debt every 100 days. Every 100 days. And nobody's proposing anything other than spend more money. And guess what? The money we're spending now, we're borrowing. We owe the Communist Chinese over $1 trillion as we speak. One day those debts are going to come due, and our republic will crumble.
Congressman Tim Burchett, got to leave it there. Battling some audio issues, playing through it with us. Thank you, Congressman.